Why do we fear failure so much? Is it possible that our biggest mistakes could be our greatest teachers? The mere thought of failure often strikes fear into our hearts. We're taught from an early age to avoid it, to strive for perfection. But what if we've got it all wrong? What if failure, in its raw and often painful form, is not the end but rather the beginning of a journey towards success? Let's take a moment to explore this. Society often stigmatizes failure, painting it as something to be avoided at all costs. But imagine for a moment if we could change our perspective. What if we started to see failure not as a pitfall, but as an opportunity to learn, to grow, to evolve? Our mistakes, our failures, they're not just random events that happen to us. They are signposts, guiding us towards a better understanding of ourselves and our capabilities. Consider this: every time we stumble, every time we fall, we gain a chance to reassess our approach, to learn something new. Failure is, in many ways, the universe's way of telling us that there's room for improvement. It's an invitation to grow, to broaden our horizons, to step out of our comfort zones and venture into the unknown. The fear of failure can be paralyzing, yes, but it's important to remember that fear is a response to a perceived threat. And perception, my friends, is everything. If we shift our perception of failure from a threat to an opportunity, we unlock a whole new world of possibilities. The key to this lies in embracing the beauty of failure, acknowledging that it's okay to stumble, to fall, to make mistakes. Because every time we do, we're given an opportunity to learn something new, to grow stronger, to become better. It's all about perspective. It's about seeing the opportunity in the obstacle, the lesson in the setback. So, if we can learn from our failures, how can they lead to creativity and innovation? Well, stay tuned, because we're about to dive into some real-life examples of individuals and companies who've turned their failures into stepping stones towards success. Let's consider one of the greatest innovators of our time, Steve Jobs. Did you know that he was once fired from his own company, Apple? Yes, you heard it right. Steve Jobs, the visionary who revolutionized the tech world, faced the bitter taste of failure early in his career. In 1985, Jobs found himself ousted from Apple, the company he co-founded. It was a devastating blow. But Jobs didn't let this setback define him. Instead, he used it as a stepping stone to greater things. In the wake of his dismissal, Jobs founded Next, a computer platform development company. While Next wasn't a commercial success, it was a hotbed of innovation. The company developed the Next Step operating system, which would later serve as the foundation for Apple's macOS. But that's not all. During this period, Jobs also saw an opportunity in a small graphics division of Lucasfilm. He bought it for $10 million and named it Pixar. Yes, the same Pixar that went on to redefine animation and create iconic films like Toy Story, Finding Nemo, and The Incredibles. In 1997, Apple was on the brink of bankruptcy. The company needed a lifeline, and they found it in their former co-founder. Jobs returned to Apple and brought with him the innovative spirit he nurtured at Next and Pixar. Under his leadership, Apple launched a series of groundbreaking products, the iPod, the iPhone, and the iPad, that changed the way we interact with technology. This period of failure in Jobs' career was instrumental in shaping his approach to innovation. It taught him the value of persistence, the importance of clear vision, and the courage to take risks. These lessons were vital in his return to Apple and the company's subsequent resurgence. Jobs' journey is a testament to the transformative power of failure. It's a reminder that setbacks can be springboards to success if we have the courage to learn from them and move forward. Jobs' journey speaks volumes about the role of failure in sparking creativity. From the tech world, let's move to the realm of literature. J.K. Rowling, the author of the Harry Potter series, was rejected by no less than 12 publishers. Imagine the world without the boy who lived, without Hogwarts, without the spellbinding adventures of Harry, Hermione, and Ron. Hard to do, isn't it? Yet, that was nearly our reality. Joanne Rowling, better known as J.K. Rowling, faced a barrage of rejections before she could introduce us to the magical world of Harry Potter. Rowling's journey was far from a fairy tale. Struggling as a single mother living on welfare, she spent years writing and rewriting the manuscript of what was to become Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. She was fraught with self-doubt, questioning her own abilities, her story, and whether it would ever see the light of day. But Rowling didn't surrender to her failures. She believed in her story, in the characters she had created, and in the magic they held. She persisted, sending her manuscript to publisher after publisher only to be met with rejection. 12 publishers turned her down, dismissing her work as too long, too complex for a children's book. But Rowling didn't let the rejections deter her. Instead, she used them as fuel, as motivation to keep going, to keep writing, to keep believing in her story. And then, on the 13th attempt, Bloomsbury, a small publishing house in London, decided to take a chance on Rowling and her tale of a young wizard named Harry Potter. The rest, as they say, is history. The Harry Potter series has since sold over 400 million copies, been translated into 78 languages, and sparked a multi-billion-dollar film franchise. Rowling's rags-to-riches story is one of determination, resilience, and an unwavering belief in oneself. Rowling's story is a testament to the power of perseverance in the face of failure. It serves as a powerful reminder that failure is not the end, but rather a stepping stone to success, a wellspring of creativity, and a gateway to innovation. We've seen how failure can lead to success, but how do we change our mindset to embrace failure rather than fear it? This is the question that has brought us to the fourth part of our journey, where we'll explore some practical strategies to help us navigate the often murky waters of failure. Firstly, let's talk about the power of perspective. We're conditioned to view failure as a negative outcome, a dead end. But what if we shifted our perspective and saw it as a learning opportunity instead? Each failure presents a unique set of circumstances and lessons that can be analyzed and learned from. It's like a compass, pointing out where we went wrong and how we can correct our course. Next, we need to cultivate a growth mindset. This is the belief that our abilities and intelligence can be developed with effort, learning, and persistence. In the face of failure, a growth mindset helps us to focus on improvement and learning, rather than dwelling on our shortcomings. It pushes us to rise from the ashes of our failures stronger and wiser. Thirdly, we must not be afraid to take risks. Yes, risk-taking increases the chances of failure, but it also opens the door to unprecedented success. Remember, those who play it safe rarely make history. Embrace the possibility of failure as a part of the journey to success. It's also crucial to surround ourselves with positive influences. People who inspire us, who challenge us, and who support us when we stumble and fall. These are the people who help us to see the silver lining in every cloud of failure. Finally, we need to be patient with ourselves. Rome wasn't built in a day, and neither is success. It's a process, a journey filled with ups and downs, twists and turns, triumphs and failures. So, in the face of failure, take a deep breath, pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and keep moving forward. Remember, every failure is a step closer to success. Embrace it, learn from it, and let it propel you forward on your journey to creativity and innovation. So we've learned that failure isn't the end of the road, but rather, a stepping stone to greater things. Let's take a moment and recap. We've seen how the beauty of failure lies in its formidable ability to transform us, to shape us into resilient beings ready to tackle challenges head-on. We've marveled at the stories of Steve Jobs and Apple, and how their initial failures paved the way for a revolution in technology that still echoes today. We've been inspired by J.K. Rowling, who, despite numerous rejections, persevered to bring the magical world of Harry Potter to life. Her failures didn't deter her, they fueled her creativity and determination to succeed. And we've armed ourselves with tips and strategies for facing failure. We now understand that it is crucial to see failure not as a monster to be feared, but as a teacher, offering lessons of patience, perseverance, and resilience. But what does all this mean? How do we tie together these threads of failure, creativity, and innovation? Well, it's quite simple, really. Failure is the gateway to creativity and innovation. It's the spark that ignites the flame of creativity and the fuel that powers the engine of innovation. When we fail, we are forced to think outside the box, to come up with new solutions, to innovate. Failure challenges our assumptions, pushes our boundaries, and ultimately leads us to uncharted territories of creativity and innovation. So the next time you stumble, the next time a project doesn't go as planned, remember this. Failure is not a dead end but a detour, a redirection towards something potentially better. It's an opportunity to learn, to grow, and to create something extraordinary. And, as we've seen from the stories of Steve Jobs and J.K. Rowling, it's often those who've tasted the bitterness of failure who end up savoring the sweetness of success. So the next time you face a setback, remember, it could be the start of your greatest adventure yet.